between two budget hatchbacks. So similar, yet so different. Yet both taking the South African market by storm. We start off over here. The new Renault Kwid. Very neat looks. Almost a semi-little SUV type look to it with the black wheel arches and the slightly raised stance to it. Tiny little 13-inch wheels. Coming round, you can see opening to a back door over here. Fair legroom in the back if you consider the driving seat is set for me. And of course round to a good sized boot for a budget hatchback. So that's again another important factor on it. So we have the Kwid 1.1 litre dynamic up against the Suzuki Celerio, the 1.0. This is the GL version, but there is a GA version as well, which is actually the direct competitor. And we come round to the boot of the Celerio as well, and you can see again a very good size boot to the Celerio. So two very, very direct competitors. And I use the word direct competitors because they even compete very, very closely on price as well. Let's take a look on the inside of both cars. It's a case of, do you want high tech or what are you looking for? Because the Kwid certainly has the tech. You come straight over here. This has to be the USP, the unique selling point of the Renault Kwid. You have the full touchscreen facility for radio, media, and you even have full satellite navigation, all as standard on the Kwid. You come down, you've got air conditioning, you've got electric windows at the front, and you have a look, you've got a very, very neat digital display on the dashboard. So all those features come as standard on the Renault Kwid. And that's the pros on the Kwid. If you want one or two factors, you've got to factor into the whole equation because that's what it's about. It's comparisons and it's an equation. The Kwid comes standard with one airbag for the driver only and no ABS brakes. But it does have all those features over there that I've shown you. The other thing on the Kwid that tells me that this is a city car designed for city use is the fact it has a 28-litre fuel tank, which is minute by all standards. However, you've got to accept the fact that it does use, and I've proven this over a good few days of driving, probably about 5 litres per 100 kilometers. So that 28 litres will take you between 400 and 500 kilometers, which is super economical and something you need to take into account. Also on the Kwid, it certainly is comfortable around town and city speeds. It's not as happy pushing at 120, just over 120 on a freeway. But I don't think this car was designed for that. So it's a case of horses for courses. Choose what you believe is what you need and what you're going to be using and what suits your uses and your purposes. What I have left out is that as this car stands here, in the spec level, you are talking 129,995 Rand. Call it 130,000 Rand. In the South African market, totally and utterly a bargain, especially going back to the USP of the infotainment system with full navigation that comes as standard on this car. Let's move over to the Celerio now as the opposition. And the 1 litre GA version, which sells for 132,900. So really so close in price to the Renault Kwid. The difference is, if you have a look, it certainly does not have the up-to-date and advanced infotainment system that you would find on the Renault Kwid. But it does have 2 airbags and ABS brakes. So question is, what do you want? What do you require? And what are the trade-offs you want to make? We are sitting in the GL version, which is slightly more expensive and has the Bluetooth and 1 or 2 other features which you do not necessarily get in the GA version. But I think it's important to just put that into perspective. You can go up to this GL version at 150,000 Rand, but then you are looking at a very different price range. So it is important to check that out. Overall, both cars put out exactly 50 kilowatts and 90 Newton meters from their 1 litre 3-cylinder engines. So you really are talking absolute close comparisons between the two. Your choice. Do you want tech or do you want additional safety features? That's the choice only you as a driver can make. As town cars, they both fit the bill absolutely all the way from beginning to end. It really is only up to you. For Motor Matters, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.